the first card that indicates that to me at the center of the spread here is the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. So the Ten of Swords is a situation that has, been done and over with. When it shows up in the reverse, it basically means something is making a comeback, okay? Something is like coming back out or re-entering your life, okay? And this is a situation that you might not have dealt with in the past, and now you're being called upon to deal with it. Or it could be a person coming back in. So the first scenario that I feel for some of you might be some type of a outstanding payment that I feel you might have forgotten, or that might have been owed to you, and it was like, left aside or cast aside, and now it's making a comeback in your life, okay? So I feel some monetary payment that is being made out to you from an institution. So that could be, like financial aid. If it has been held up for whatever reason, you've submitted the documents and now you're clearing that up. And for others of you, it might deal with like some type of a deposit, I'm feeling. For example, if you rented a house or leased a house or an apartment, I feel like you might have put in a deposit, and you might have moved out recently, like in July or in August, and then now you're finally cashing in that deposit, okay? So I feel something coming in from an institutional setting. I feel something coming through from a house environment pertaining to like deposits, especially, that is coming back to you. And the other avenue I'm feeling it in is, especially for those of you who have been dealing with some type of like workers' comp or some type of health related issue. I definitely feel like if you have overpaid on doctor's visit, I feel like they're doing some recalibrating, and then they are finding out that you might have overpaid. So then there's some money coming back to you. I feel like whatever was coming back to you, it's not like a financial windfall so much. It's more like what was owed to you is coming back to you in monetary terms, okay? So overall, that's always a good thing to have, that extra cushion or that extra buffer room when it comes to finances. So I do feel financially you're going to be really good, and especially feeling very stable for the next 2 weeks, okay? What else is coming through is I do feel a person re-emerging in your life, okay? So for some of you, this could be an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And for others of you, it could be a water sign, another water sign. So another Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. What I do feel is I feel like for some of you, you might have lived with somebody in the past. You might have had like a marriage situation, living together type of situation, joint assets, joint finances, and things like that. And I feel like this person is coming back in. There's going to be talks, some communication between you and this person as to how you both can work together as a unit, okay? So this could be just dividing up assets, or it could be actual discussions about coming back in together. I do feel when it relates to like coming back in together, I don't sense that it's going to work out this time around. I do feel this very strong energy where like this person is looking at you very, very skeptically. So if you're dealing with an air sign or a water sign, I feel like they're looking at you very, very skeptically, and they're trying to analyze this situation. And I almost feel this air about them where they're not 100% sure, okay? I definitely feel there has been a lot of stability, a lot of attraction, a lot of like, give and take, balancing of the give and take in the relationship. So I feel like it was very stable. It was very good. It was like a really good, solid, stable relationship. And for whatever reason, it might have been financial reasons that the relationship fell apart. I feel like you're willing to give it another try, but I feel like the other person might not be 100% convinced. So I feel like it's going to take, a lot of persuasion from your end in order to get them to get on board. And I feel like they're saying words are not enough. So they're saying like talk is cheap. That's the message I'm getting, okay? So this is going to go both ways. It could be, the other person wanting to reconcile or rekindle, and you might be like, words or talk is cheap. I'm not going to put myself in a situation unless you prove yourself. So somebody is looking at a situation very skeptically as it pertains to reconciliation. And they want the other person to show them some physical evidence that things have changed, or that, this situation is not going to be the same as it was last time. So there's definitely a lot of energy here about doing things in a different manner, not jumping the gun, taking things very, very slowly, and being a little bit more strategic and methodical when it comes to who or what it is that you're trying to pursue, and when it comes to who or what it is that you're trying to impress, and what solid steps, concrete actions you need to take in order to make this situation turn around in your favor, okay? So I feel for a lot of you, it might even pertain to like a previous employment situation. You might have left, gone off to look for a different career path, and the position is reopening in that previous company, so you might try to come back in, and the supervisor or the previous the manager or whoever is in charge of the hiring process, they're like, why do you want to come back? Why did you leave us the first time? So there's that energy I feel coming through for a few of you who are on the job front. For others, I feel it's mainly relationship focused, and I especially feel like this is a relationship where financial considerations were a major issue, and you're in a really good space right now, Cancers, for financial improvements, and especially I feel like you're at a space, you're in a point in your life where you have that foundation. You have a very stable home. You have a very stable job, or at least you're making a lot of money. And I feel overall there's a lot of stability in your life right now, and you can focus your energy outwards when it comes to, relationships, when it comes to finding the right partner to bring into the fold, because everything in your life seems to be very stable. And I feel like for a lot of you, like you have to make some type of a grand gesture to get somebody on board, okay? And I definitely see talks continuing for the next 2 weeks and possibly dragging on into the October timeframe, when things are going to be, turned around for the better. So I still feel like the other person is a little bit skeptical. And this situation, it won't resolve itself until October, when you will realize whether or not the other person is on board 100%. Okay. But in the meantime, I still feel communications coming through. I feel a lot of busy energy. You've got a lot of places to be. You've got a lot of like people to see and, things to take care of. So I do feel a lot of busy energy on your end. What I'm also feeling as well is, I'm feeling like a lot of recuperation that is needed. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you are spending more time in the home front, cooking for yourself, taking care of the home environment. So cleaning up, decluttering your space, trying to get yourself organized. And so I'm sensing a lot of energy about, hiring people possibly to redo some, repaint the interior of a house, decorating a house. I feel like you're paying somebody possibly even to mow the lawn, and there's money coming out from your end to other people, but I feel like you have more than enough. So I wouldn't worry about these minor expenditures. And I feel like if I feel like you're the crab, and you need an environment that is really stable and that is really I would say like homey. So spending a little bit just to get your house in perfect shape, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in your home environment, that's a practical thing to do. It's a practical way to spend money, because I feel like you need a comfortable home environment. Otherwise, you won't feel good about staying put, okay? So overall, it looks really good. What I'm also feeling is that, especially if you're dealing with a water sign, okay? And the water sign, I feel like there's some energy here about false intention. So I don't feel like it's overall negative, but what I feel is like this. It's like a situation that's coming back around, and you just realize that, we're not really seeing eye to eye. And even though you're a water sign, the other person might be a water sign. I feel like you might not have hopes that it's going to come around and it's going to be long lasting this time around. But I feel like you're going to go ahead with it. And I feel like a lot of you are casting aside your intuition and your sense of knowing mainly because you really want the situation to work. And you're putting, again, a lot of your energy, a lot of your resources, and a lot of hopes in this situation already. Just like off the bat, you're dumping a lot of your energy and a lot of emotions. So my advice is, Mercury in retrograde is a good time to reconcile and to repair rifts within significant relationships or even interpersonal relationships with loved ones and families. But when it comes to jumping the gun and already investing so much of yourself so early on, I would urge you to take a step back, okay? Because just take it very, very slowly. Because Mercury in retrograde does tend to cloud our thinking. And what we think we want, we might change our mind about when, Mercury is direct. So from now until the 22nd, like honestly, take things very, very slowly. Because after the 22nd, you might change your mind or the other person might change their mind. So this is a ripe opportunity for the past to cycle back in. But whether or not they're meant to be for you long term, you really have to think about why the relationship broke off in the first place to begin with, okay? Because I feel like it does take two parties to tango. And if you're already dumping so much and investing so much, when there's still that lingering doubt in the back of your mind, it indicates to me like it's not realistic and it's not a good start, okay? So take things very, very slowly. I definitely feel a lot of attraction between you and another person that is coming back in. I feel like there's a lot of good times, but at the same time, it's a problematic just on an astrological level, it's a little bit of a problematic time right now. So don't put all your eggs in one basket and really try to take it easy and take it slow, okay? What I'm also feeling is specifically for those of you who are dealing with a fire sign, okay? And the fire sign, it seems to me like this is somebody that has some lingering attachments from the past. They might be separated, they might be divorced, or they might have somebody who's still pining after them. There's still some communication between them and another person. And I feel like if you are planning some type of trips, try to delay it to another month, okay? October is a better time overall. So I feel like somebody's really urging you to, come forward. And I definitely feel there's a lot of like chemistry here. There's a lot of attraction. But I feel like you need to slow down. You need to assess the situation, get the lay of the land first. And I feel like there's just a lot of things on your plate overall. So you don't really have time to think these things through. And you're not as cautious as you should be, this time around. So just be very, very methodical, okay? I do see some issues regarding travel and movement. So the car issues might be, needing to maintain your car. I feel like car maintenance that's coming through. Be careful about speeding because I feel like there is some law enforcement issues coming through. Be very, very careful if you are at all transporting anything that you're not supposed to in your vehicle. Just please be careful about that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go into details. If you are transporting something that you're not supposed to, I do feel some dangers associated with that, okay? That could even mean God forbid, but let's just say you're just like, oh, I'm just going to go down the street around the corner, and you have things in the car just that you're not supposed to have, or if you're not doing things by the book, such as strapping the child into the car seat, I feel like getting pulled over and things like that, that's a possibility. Just be careful about that. And transporting illegal things like having liquor out in the driver's seat, in some states that's against the law, so be careful. Even if you're just driving down the street, just be mindful about that and try to avert these things, try to avoid having to do that. Be extra careful. Take the few seconds, to buckle in properly or to dispose of whatever it is or leave it in the home or leave it behind if you need to, if you can, okay? Because that's going to be much better for you. So I feel something about transporting illegal stuff in the car. So just, yeah, be mindful about that. What else I'm also seeing here is, just overall drinking, okay? Drinking, driving, and speeding. So that's coming in very, very strongly. Um, Keep an eye out, cancers. I do feel those are the only things that are coming in very, very strongly, besides the person coming back in from the past. I also feel like, something like related to moving violations and having stuff in the car that you're not supposed to have, okay?